Today, they compete with one goal: to be champions. This is where history is made. This is the 46th Annual IHSA Football State Championships. Live from Northern Illinois University Husky Stadium, this is an IHSA Television Network production.
It is the final game of the IHSA Championship season. It comes to you from DeKalb, Illinois, and matches Lincoln Way East and Warren Township, and it is being played in atrocious weather. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Bernhardt, along with Mark Lindo. Glad you've joined us for that 8A matchup. Again, it has been raining. It is cold. The wind is driving. But what it all means is you've got two great teams, two great defenses. Mark, defenses that flat out have dominated this year.
They certainly have. These are arguably the two best defenses in the state of Illinois. Now, check this out. Together, they allow about 10 points a game. Both of these teams are physically sound. Both these teams are fundamentally sound. They're well coached. And here's the ironic thing. We talk about the defenses. Explosive plays might decide this game tonight because it's going to be very difficult for either offense, as skilled as they are, to continue to move the sticks and drive the ball down the field against these stingy defenses that we had just alluded to.
Well, we have explosive players on this field here tonight, weather notwithstanding. How about for Lincoln Way East, A.J. Henning, and for Warren is Christian Phillips.
Two really good ones. Two special players to keep your eye on. We talk about hitting a home run. A.J. Henning can do that. He's going to the University of Michigan. It seems like he's been playing forever, making big plays. They'll want to get him the ball out in space. He'll kick. He'll do kick returns, punt returns. He'll run wildcat. They'll put him in the slot. He does a little bit of everything to try to get the football in his hands to create. And then Christian Phillips for Warren, the same thing, the 5'11 senior speedster, another guy. He averages 20 yards per catch, 21 receiving touchdowns on the year. He's the man that will be the catalyst of their offense.
It is championship football. It's 8A. Let's get it going right after this.
IHSA Football State Championships are brought to you by Country Financial. Preparing your financial future doesn't have to be complicated. Take it one simple step at a time at TakeSimpleSteps.com. Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise.
Well, everything we have is insured with Country Financial. Our home is insured with Country Financial.
Our cars.
All of our cars. All of our recreational vehicles. Our life is insured, and our liability is with Country Financial.
We keep in contact on a pretty regular basis and make sure that everything that they think they've got coverage for, they actually do.
At Busey, our story centers around you, your goals, and your dreams. You dreamed of owning your first home. You partnered with us to customize a plan. You started a business. You trusted us to guide you through the ups and downs. You wanted to leave a legacy. You allowed us to bring your dreams to life. Thank you for partnering with us to make tomorrow's dreams today's reality. Busey, your dream, our promise.
It is the first time in IHSA State Football Championship history that two undefeated teams are meeting for your Class 8A State Championship. 13-0 each for Lincoln Way East and for Warren. We welcome you back to Husky Stadium, the campus of Northern Illinois University. With Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Earnhardt. Our sideline reporter is Dan Cohen, and we are ready to roll. First time ever in a championship game for Warren. Lincoln Way East, they won the state title here 2 years ago in an unbeaten season. Also champs in 2005 and a second-place finish in 2012. Warren won the toss. They elected to defer until the second half, and there is A.J. Henning. We were just talking about him, and one thing that Warren will try to do is keep the ball out of number 3's hands.
He can take the ball from goal line to end zone in a heartbeat. Just such an explosive player. They'll try to get him touches any which way they can. He's able to hit a home run any touch of the football.
Now we have a couple of great kickers in this game. You're talking about all-staters. Adam Saul for Warren. He will kick the ball off. And we'll also see Dominic Zobin, who his coach Rob Zvonar says not just all-state, he is all-American. They could have a huge impact in tonight's game. A.J. Henning is back there along with Jamal Johnson. Big crowd on both sides of this field.
They're wet and wild tonight.
And there will be a return. Lincoln Way East will start it from about the 28-yard line. We mentioned A.J. Phillips, number 3, on the return. He is the do-everything player for Lincoln Way East. But how about Jamal Johnson, the junior, who has really come on strong here in the postseason? An injury to Devon Williams has really thrust Johnson into the spotlight.
Yeah, they talk about him being their next superstar. He's a playmaker, 5'11", 185. Watch number 1. They'll get him some touches as well. See him walking into your screen. You'll call his name quite a bit tonight as he stands next to his quarterback, Kyle Quinn.
Lincoln Way East averaging 41 points per game. They give up only 10 per game. They'll try it up the middle of the line. The offensive line for Lincoln Way East. Ryan Stewart, along with Alex Garrett, Christian Schletz, Martin Hoban, and Kevin Cookda. They go 230, 265, 220, 265, and 250.
And retooled by their offensive line coach Dale Augustine, because you talk about 5 offensive linemen. They lost their top 7 offensive linemen from last year, yet they were able to just reload with those big guys up front.
Around the corner, the pursuit on this Warren defense. They are so fast defensively. They take offense if anybody gets a first down on them. Dan Cohen is working the sidelines. Let's check in with Dan.
Guys, we had a downpour before kickoff. We're back to that light mist. And as you said, these are 2 of the best defenses in the state of Illinois. Warren has allowed 40 points all year. This is their first ever state title game. Lincoln Way East allowing 87 total points this year. They've been here before. They're in for a great matchup tonight. But again, like I've said before, we could be in for a 35-31 game if we're lucky, or 7-3 with 2 great defenses playing tonight. Back up to you.
I'm going 7-3.
All right, thanks, Dan. All right, third down and short here, the opening possession of this 8A championship game. The direct snap. And the pile moving forward. Where will the placement of the ball be? It will be close. A.J. Henning took the direct snap. They will look to get the ball in his hands anyway. Now, this will not be something unusual. He, along with Jamal Johnson, will play the Wildcat.
He had just enough forward progress. Well, they got a mark that I thought was a first down mark. Looks like that ball's over the stick. They haven't moved the sticks yet.
No.
What's the confusion?
Yeah, the ball's past the down marker. They haven't moved the sticks.
There they go. Now the first down is signaled.
A.J. Henning with that Wildcat rush. Offensive line, the guys you just mentioned, got just enough surge, low pad level, moving forward into that Warren defense, the teeth of that defense that gives up only 114 yards a game of offense.
Yeah, that's incredible. Only 28 yards per game rushing. They've given up 10 here. The first 3 snaps of this game. Nothing doing along the right side. That's Jamal Johnson. Johnson is Rob Zvonar, the head coach, in his 19th season, 190 wins. He says Jamal will be our next superstar. Play calls come in from the sideline. Offensive coordinator Joel Palisard, best friends with Rob Zavonar. Been with them for over 20 years.
He's got full faith and confidence in his OC. Gives him full autonomy over their offense.
Short yardage again for Johnson.
They're continuing to probe. More than likely, right now they're in script, trying to go from some different formations, some different sets to see how this Warren defense will indeed react to those different sets and motions and movements. Defensive coordinator Justin Van Schack is actually a Warren grad. They call him Coach Juice.
3rd and long. Jet sweep to Henning. And again, the speed of that Warren defense will shut him down for a loss. Number 49, Seamus Milliken, a 3-year starter.
Got 10 sacks on the year, and that one's a tackle for loss as he uses his speed to the outside. The defensive end does a great job at 6'3", 220. He runs like a colt from sideline to sideline.
Loss of 6 for Henning. 4th down, time to punt for Dominic Jobin. He had a couple of punts that averaged over 60 yards. His first 2 points against Marist in the semifinal. Just gets this one out of way of a potential block. The Blue Devils from Warren Township will start it under head coach Brian McNulty in his 6th season at Warren. 47 wins, 19 losses. Brian McNulty already has a state championship. What? You said that this was the first appearance for Warren in the state title ball game. That's right. But Brian McNulty winning a state championship in softball for Warren.
Coach McNulty, a graduate of Naperville Central High School, Carthage College, and has taken the reins of this program and done a great job with it, bringing them their first state title game.
Trinae Jacobs is the quarterback for Warren. He manages this offense. And that ball is bobbled on the handoff. And no gain on the play.
With these conditions and with these defenses, field position going to be critical tonight. Who can flip the field with their kicking game? Who can create a turnover in their opponent's territory? Get one in the red zone. Get one deep in your own. Get one who gives one up in their own territory. Those will all play out tonight. Neither team will be able to drive the ball down the gut of each other's defense.
Loss of a yard on that play. Jacobs on the handoff to the right side in the pursuit by Lincoln Way East.
Christian Phillips on that carry. We said they try to get him the ball. He averages 9.1 yards per carry to the outside there. But look at that fundamental tackle in space by Matt Cordes, their fine defensive back. One-on-one out on the edge against the senior speedster.
Well, you could see it from Christian Phillips, the speed, just as he went from the left side all the way through to the right. 3rd and 11. And just like that, Brian McNulty wants a timeout just 5 minutes into this game on a 3rd down and 11. His quarterback is Trinae Jacobs. He won the job in week 7. They rotated quarterbacks until then. Jacobs will bring his team to the line when we come back. Early going in the Year 88 title game.
A great bank begins with great relationships. Great relationships with local businesses and everyday customers like Les and Jenny, who bought their new home with the help of Better Banks, and Rachel, who came to us when she wanted her first car, or the college fund that we helped Courtney and Zach set up for their future graduate. Banking is about relationships, and Better Banks knows that. Since 1898, we've been listening to our customers and committed to our community. Bank better with Better Banks.
Prepare to explore the mind of the most influential artist, inventor, and engineer. Peoria Riverfront Museum presents Da Vinci, the Genius, the world's most comprehensive hands-on exhibition on Leonardo da Vinci to tour the world. Discover the secrets of the Mona Lisa and explore his most amazing creations. See Da Vinci, the Genius, only at the Riverfront Museum.
Glad to have you with this as Lincoln Way East trying to force Warren into a 3-and-out, just as the Warren defense did to Lincoln Way East to start this ball game. Brian McNulty taking a timeout here early in this game. He gets 3.5. He used one here. 5 minutes into the game, he sends his team back on the field. They need 11 yards for a first down.
He's got both his playmakers in the game right now. Derek McLaughlin and Christian Phillips. Add Luther Thompson to that mix. They got a few guys they can deliver the football to.
Jacobs going to go deep to the near sideline, and that wind will just carry it right away from his intended receiver. We have seen that all night. We saw it in the 7A game, that a ball thrown in that direction from the upper right-hand corner of your screen to the lower left will just flat out sail. That pass was intended for Juan De La Cruz. He's a 6'3", 220-pounder. He will go both ways for the Blue Devils.
The situation each and every time. Do you decide you're going to try to kick the ball away? You try to kick the ball away from A.J. Henning.
This is a wobbler. Nothing doing on the return for Henning. 43-yard punt by Adam Saul.
Henning's had a few touches, but nothing in space, nothing with a seam, nothing with any ability to make a play.
Here's how Lincoln Way made their way to DeKalb, coming off that 24-7 win over Marist. You take a look at 27 points allowed in the playoffs. That was a tough win over Notre Dame in the second round.
4-3 look for Warren.
Again, the direct snap in the Wildcat. And again, a pursuit. Those of you that have been following high school football have heard about the speed of this Warren defense, and you're getting a good look at it here.
Watch the blue shirts, though. Watch him push and push and push the offensive line. A good offensive line on Lincoln Way East, where they just get so much downhill push into the defense. They just obliterate, blow up any kind of blocking schemes, whether it's on the interior or on the perimeter of Lincoln Way East offense.
That was Tommy Matheson, 6'4", 265-pounder that ran down the line of scrimmage. Again, Henning, and he's dropped for a loss again. Leading the charge in the middle of that line, number 56. He's the All-Stater. Headed to Iowa State University is Willis Singleton, a 6'2", 285-pounder.
He had 20 offers. He chose Iowa State. This guy benches 400 pounds. He's got fast twitch muscle at 5'1", 40-yard dash. He can play sideline to sideline from the interior defensive tackle position. He plays a 3 technique. He can go out to the edge as well and play the 5 defensive end.
Now Lincoln Way East will take a timeout on 3rd down and long here in the first quarter.
Well, you might think, what's going on? Because each team schemed each other for a week. You can't simulate what these defenses bring to the table. And you get behind the sticks, 3rd down and long, and you know how important field position will be tonight. Basically, you're playing not to make a mistake. It's easier to lose a game than it is to win a game at times.
Preparing for your financial future doesn't have to be complicated. Take it one simple step at a time at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Now, to piggyback on my own comment, sometimes games are won. You got to win a game. You got to make plays to win a game. Sometimes teams lose a game. They self-destruct. Too many penalties, turnovers, those kind of things. And in this kind of game, you want to make sure you don't beat yourself, but make your opponent make plays to beat you, so you don't put yourself under conflict offensively.
Henning, can he turn the corner? He will not get there. You can see the pressure coming on the left side of the Lincoln Way offense. He has to bow out right here. Great pursuit by Seamus Milliken.
Yeah, he has Christian Schultz, his offensive lineman, out in front of him. He's also got a blocker, Sam Paliga, out in front of him. But no, just too much sideline to sideline speed for this Blue Devil defense.
4 3-year starters on the defensive side for Warren: Wills Singleton, Juan De La Cruz, Seamus Milliken, and Josh Turner. They have 7 players playing in their 10th playoff game. That ball is blocked. Picked up to the 30-yard line. Down to the 20. Special teams come up big for the Blue Devils.
That's exactly what we had talked about, not beating yourself or making a play. Really good surge on the inside and getting it cleanly right off the edge. Laying out for the football was Noah Galushka, 5'7", 155. The little guy playing big right there. Special teams has put the Warren Blue Devils with a very short field to work with against Lincoln Way East defense.
On the first punt, they put pressure on Joba, and this time they came through cleanly. The flip to the side. Thompson will be dropped for a loss. He's run back. Luther Thompson, 23 catches on the season. He gets his 24th there, but he loses yardage. That'll be a loss of 6.
I'll tell you what, young football players, they go to camps to learn. If you want to watch some film on the tackling fundamentals, the way both these teams get their hats right through the ball carrier.
Derek McLaughlin will get the carry for 3, maybe 4 yards. Again, it'll be a long 3rd down here for Warren.
McLaughlin, their lead back, if you will. 1,616 yards, 6.9 per carry. You talk about a guy who persevered. He only had 20 carries all of last year, and yet he turns into the feature back of this 13-0 state championship game team that he is leading on the field tonight.
Another 3rd and double digits. The straight drop. And another incompletion to this near side of the field. The Lincoln Way defense has held. The field goal unit will come on for Warren, led by Adam Saul. This season, Saul 6 of 13 field goals, as long as 42.
Suffice it to say, he has not kicked in conditions like this, because no one has this year in high school football. This is the most blustery, wet conditions you could possibly have. Throw in the cold, and you got the makings of a tough field goal.
It'll be a 40-yard field goal attempt out of the hold of Thomas Kenny. He gets it away. It carries, and no good to the right. And the Lincoln Way defense survives the punt block. And we're scoreless with 4:22 to play in the first quarter.
That thing just stays a little bit wide right. Great camera shot from that end zone camera.
Saul thought he had it.
Yeah, he thought he had it. It ended up good, but after it went by the goalpost. And I think I'm going to say something that we might say about 20 times tonight. The defense did its job. That won't be the last time we say that.
Kyle Quinn back in at quarterback for Lincoln Way East. He'll give it off to Johnson. Gain of a couple.
Kyle Quinn missed a few ball games, 3 or 4, with a knee injury on the season, but back and healthy and managing this football team.
This is what it looks like so far here in the first quarter. Our net yardage combined with these two teams, 0.
Yeah, nothing. 5 TFLs. How about that for penetration into your opponent's backfield? Oh my goodness, is this fun to watch? You know, we talk about explosive, omnipotent offenses. It's fun to just watch these two defenses fly around.
Dead ball. False start. Number 68. White.
You know, and that is one thing, too, that these teams are going to have to avoid any negative yardage by way of penalties. It's hard enough. You're just staying clean.
Yeah, you get behind the sticks against either of these defenses, you're asking for trouble, and you're going to have trouble throwing the football because of the conditions, and neither team is a passing type team anyway from an offensive scheme and philosophy standpoint, so that's a double-edged sword there.
No hole there. There was that one moment that you thought there might be a sliver for Jamal Johnson to find, but it closed in a hurry with black jerseys.
Watch how quickly this inside handoff closes up. And now you can go ahead and count the gold hats, because you find a football and you'll find Warren Township defensive players surrounding it and engulfing that football.
And again, a third down and double-digit yardage to go. Henning on the jet sweep. He is stretched out, and he's going to be run for another loss.
Well, you can't run north and south against this defense. You can't run east and west to get north and south against this defense. And, you know, we did mention this in the open. What's going to happen is going to just be one explosive play. You're not going to be able to grind it. Watch them extend this play with their speed.
Face mask, number 18 on the defense.
Juan De La Cruz with a face mask penalty. And that will move this ball to they'll put it down at the 18-yard line.
De La Cruz, a good one, a 3-year starter. He came up his sophomore year. Last year, the Daily Herald Player of the Year. That's the kind of defender he is. And he doesn't get top mention. That's what's crazy about their defense.
All of a sudden, the third down and 14 becomes a 3rd and 2. Trying the middle and bouncing through. First down and more to the 43-yard line. Jamal Johnson is able to crack the seam and get through.
There's that first burst of speed. He was stood up at the line of scrimmage, but he bounced out. After he bounced back, found a little bit of a seat. Watch him. He bounces there and bounces back a step. Gets himself out of jail and then runs it for a really nice pickup, their first chunk play of the evening.
So the penalty gave Lincoln Way East new life, and they take advantage of it. Johnson again, dropped for a loss. That's the 6th TFL here in the first quarter.
Just penetration into that line. A really nice stop by Tommy Matheson. Look at that bear hug of a tackle. And then the cleanup by his buddy Merriweather. That team football right there. Look at the physicality of those guys up front.
Loss of a yard. Johnson cannot turn the corner. There has been nothing there on the outside. Once again, 53 Matheson. Number 18, De La Cruz.
De La Cruz, 36 starts in his career. Been there, done that. And then a nice play by De La Cruz, bumping his teammate, saying, let's make another play. They can't wait to play defense. That's when you know you have something special.
Also there was Malachi McNeil. As physical a linebacker as Brian McNulty has ever had. Came up as a sophomore and started every game.
They moved him from the outside to the Mike position, now back to the outside. They'll line him up anywhere he can create havoc. Show him blitz.
Henning. He'll get positive yardage, but he will still be about 8 yards short of a first down on 4th down.
Remember, field position, because they have at least brought this ball out to the 42-yard line, where if they execute this punt properly, they ought to be able to flip the field just a little bit.
Last time Lincoln Way East punted, Jobin had his punt blocked by Noah Galuska. No pressure this time. And Warren will have it near the 40-yard line. Return from Jaden Gregerson. 52 seconds to play in a scoreless first quarter in your 8A title game in DeKalb.
At the University of Northern Iowa, great opportunities begin with personal connections. Connections with fellow students, staff, and faculty that make you feel like your voice is heard, that it's making a difference. Our faculty makes your learning their highest priority. They're helping you explore your passions in and out of the classroom, creating the real-world experiences that put you ahead of the competition. Discover where you belong at the University of Northern Iowa.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
We are scoreless here late in the first quarter, and not only do you have two great defenses, you have some tough weather conditions, wind at about 25 miles per hour blowing diagonally across the field. You still have that mist in the air. And again, folks that are watching this one, our camera operators are cleaning the lenses after every play, but given the wind direction and the type of precipitation we have, it immediately clogs up those lenses.
They're doing the best they can. They're getting the job done, and Mother Nature's messing with it just about each and every play. Camera guys have been out there since 10 a.m. this morning doing awesome work.
Possession for Warren. They have negative yardage so far. They're going to get a couple of yards on that play. Total offense prior to that play, Lincoln Way East 21 yards, Warren -4.
Anytime you get the ball out in space, somebody's got to make a play. Larry Burks does right there. Good trip up when it looked like just a little bit of a seam was going to open up for Derek McLaughlin, their fine running back.
McLaughlin ended up picking up 4 yards on that play.
He's got 21 touchdowns on the year. You got to believe that there's only going to be 1 or 2 in this game tonight.
Jacobs, dangerous pass there near the sideline. And that will go for minus yardage. He found his wideout, Luther Thompson.
Jacobs been pretty efficient. You talked about him being a good game manager. He took over earlier in the year for Philip Hurd and part of that quarterback battle. His numbers not really big as far as prolific, but 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's a really good ratio for the senior quarterback to work with.
Number 12 you see there for Lincoln Way East, Wilbur Millhouse. His father on the coaching staff of Lincoln Way East. Jacobs, trouble in the pocket. He has stood up. He is going to be taken down. Number 97 for Lincoln Way East, Jaron Hatcha.
What a stick that was.
And that will...
Deciding which colleges to consider and ultimately which college to attend can be overwhelming for both students and parents. We understand. When my kids are ready for college, I know what I'll be looking for. A safe environment, a caring community, a lively campus culture, and opportunities to succeed so they can love their college years and all the years that come after. So if your wish list is anything like mine, I invite you to come visit us at Illinois State. If you have questions you really want to ask, let's talk.
If you were in an accident, would you know where to go? I'm Ryan Button with Morton Collision Repair. Some insurance companies may try to send you to shops that use junkyard or imitation parts. But at Morton Collision Repair, we focus on you, your car, and your safety. And all of our work is backed by a limited lifetime warranty. Go to mortoncollision.com and upload your photos to start your free estimate. Or tell your agent you want to go to Morton Collision Repair. Remember, it's your car, it's your choice. Choose Morton Collision Repair.
Start your new year off with a new career with NECA IBEW. Earn as you learn as an apprentice in the electrical industry. NECA IBEW is now accepting applications from 9 to 4 on December 2nd through 7th. Each applicant will be interviewed prior to hire. As an electrical apprentice, you'll be highly paid, receive benefits, and get hands-on training in our 23,000 square foot training facility in Bartonville.
NECA IBEW has one of the best healthcare and pension plans in the industry.
your future starts here.
Apply now for this electrical apprenticeship.
Your car is more than just transportation. It's a gathering place, your mobile community. At CEFCU, we get that. So we offer car loans with great rates, flexible terms, and no hidden fees. Ready for a new car? Ask about a CEFCU car loan and see how much you can save. Get started at cefcu.com/loans. CEFCU, not a bank, better.
We are keeping an eye on IHSA history. Only 18 total yards in that first quarter. The lowest yardage total allowed by a single team came back in 1978. Just 30 yards allowed. Warren to punt here to start the second quarter. They will kick it away from Johnson and Henning. Well, we thought we would see some defense. The two best defenses in the state living up to the billing, and the numbers bear it out.
Well, when Lincoln Way East snaps his football for the first play of this drive, it will be the 25th snap of the game between the two teams. There's been 24 snaps of the football thus far. 10 of them, almost half, have gone to the negative variety. 10 TFLs between these two teams tonight.
Warren -3 total yards. Lincoln Way East at 21 after one quarter of play.
Look at that. Lincoln Way East gives up a whopping 6.7 points per game. 3.1 for Warren.
You know, on the flip side of that, neither offense has been an offense that will put up 50 points a game. We've seen 50-point per game offenses here in the state finals. Neither one of these teams will do that. Yes, Lincoln Way East scores at about 41 a game. Warren at 35. But they have not necessarily been those explosive offenses that will continually rack up the huge point totals.
We look for that Warren defense on the field. They've given up 40 all year. Their offense, the defense has scored 60 points. They've scored 60 points defensively.
Dan Cohen is working the sidelines for us. Let's check in with Dan.
This Lincoln Way East team is really a family affair, particularly for their head coach. His three sons, Trey, Tyson, and Colton, they're all ball boys on this team, and there are also multiple coaches on his staff, as well as the Lincoln Way East athletic director. Their sons are on this team as well. So this is a special night for multiple families on the Griffin side of the field, and it will be even more special if they find a way to score against this Warren defense. Back up to you guys.
Rob Zavonar, the only football coach in Lincoln Way East history. And Lincoln Way East has made the playoffs every single year of its existence.
And how about their last 3 years? 39-1, a 3-year run. Unbeaten seasons, they've had those.
You know, they thought they were going to be in this game last year. They had just an outstanding team. Loyola beat them in the semifinals. Loyola going on to win the state championship. Rob Zavonar, he said, you know, I'll still call that an upset because he just can't really believe that his team was beaten that day because he thought he had the better team. Jobin to punt once again. Busy night for the punters. And he gets a beauty here. Starting for the 25-yard line. Retreating. And losing about 9 yards on that punt return. Sam Paliga, number 17, down on the coverage as Juan De La Cruz had nowhere to go.
And we talk about special teams. There it is again. The Gunners getting down, creating plays. Those are those bullet men on the outside, turning the play back inside, where you're going to funnel the football into tackling opportunities for the punt team.
Okay, is that the first time we've seen a little bit of a shift, other than the block punt, but a little bit of a shift in field position? Both of those situations have come via special teams. The middle, McLaughlin, no gain.
Warren Township offensive coordinator Jim Torridas. He'll run a lot of different formations. They like to have a power game. They'll run some inside zone. They'll run some double tight end sets as well. They'll go zero, they'll go empty, they'll go two-back sets. They do just a little bit of everything, and they'll probably try them all tonight before everything's said and done, trying to find something that works against this 4-3 set that Lincoln Way East is throwing at them right now.
Wind is starting to blow more in the face of Warren. Phillips finds nowhere along the side. We have seen here in the opening 15 minutes, each team try to crack the other on the edge, and it just has not been there.
Yeah, look at Jalen Hatcha. He gets blocked, but he comes up and then ends up making the play again. A little bit of help on the inside right there from Peyton North as well.
2 plays, no yards on this possession.
Basically, it's like 30 plays, no yards for either team. It's about what it is right now.
20 net yards of offense with these two teams combined. Jacobs thought he had something. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Number 97, Jaron Hatcha.
Look at what he's so well schooled. No matter what formation Warren throws at them, they adjust. They dot their I's, they cross their T's. They're lined up, fundamentally sound. They keep their eyes. All so important fundamentals of a great defense.
Saul to kick into a wind. Here's the pressure. Just got it away. And the field starting to tilt a little bit in those exchange of punts. Jamal Johnson with the safe catch. Lincoln Way will have the ball in Warren territory when we come back. We're scoreless. A little over 8 minutes to play in the first half of your 8A title game.
More than reporting, we're digging deeper, uncovering a rare and deadly brain cancer in central Illinois.
About how the cancer works.
Tracking the truth behind long-range forecasts.
228 years.
Revealing PTSD and the effects on first responders.
County 911, what's the emergency?
Investigating emergency response protocols. That's journalism you can trust. We're 25 News, and we're digging deeper.
So what would you say makes SIU Carbondale different?
Well, here at SIU, and we're live. We're studying the past for the future.
Because learning is a science.
And an art form.
Education.
And experience.
So that's a salute.
Griffins from Lincoln Way East have the ball at the Warren 43-yard line. First down, the quarterback is Kyle Quinn. The motion came from Henning. The give up the middle to Johnson. That's one of our bigger gains tonight.
That's a little bit of just an inside zone right there after the fate of the Jet. And that little bit of misdirection. When you run misdirection against a great defense, that great defense starts to smell blood, and they might overplay. They didn't. Warren's just so doggone disciplined up front with their front four.
The 6-yard pickup on first down. Finally, the whistle will blow. About a yard short of the first down. Well, we've talked about the weather all day, but how about the kudos to the Warren students and the Lincoln Way East students? These may be the two biggest student sections I have seen at a state finals game. Given any kind of weather, they have really come out here tonight.
Yeah, both of those student sections, tip your cap. They're having some fun right around their football team. Both those sections feel like they're the 12th man for their team.
3rd and a yard to go.
4-down territory.
Henning goes through. They give up the middle. They'll be stopped for a loss. What penetration from that defensive front for Warren Township. There's Juan De La Cruz again.
Boy, is De La Cruz a baller. He just flat out makes plays. Comes off the edge to get a TFL. He just flies to the football, this De La Cruz. What a player he is.
Jobin has come onto the field. He is going to try a 52-yard field goal. His long this year is 50. Jobin hits it. And wide left. He had the distance. And Warren will hold, and we are still scoreless midway through the second quarter.
And don't you think for a minute that every point, any point, is going to be huge tonight. But keep that one in your back pocket. Plenty of distance. It looks, and just wide left.
So each team has missed a field goal. Adam Saul missed from 40. Jobin a miss from 52.
Even though it's a miserable night, we expected Hall of Fame coach Mike Kunkel to be in attendance for Warren tonight. Been battling some illness. He was a coach from 1971 to 84 for the Blue Devils. Overall record of 105 wins and just 21 losses, 8 conference titles. And best wishes to him, Coach Kunkel.
Warren starting at their 20-yard line. They come out ahead in the game in terms of being able to get the yardage. Actually, Lincoln Way East got the yardage gain because of the missed field goal. And that was one of the ideas of that field goal was, okay, if we miss the field goal, that ball is going to come back to the 20. That's as good as a punt could be. We get to try 3 points out of it.
Yeah, great call by you, knowing the high school rule.
Well, take a look at that drive chart. That looks a little bit different. If you've been following us all weekend long, some of the drives we've had here, that's a different looking chart. But we knew that we were going to get something like that coming into this game. You see it, another formation here by the Blue Devils. Each play in this game has resulted in a cheer from one side or the other. You don't often see that on gains of 1 yard or 2 yards. The cheers coming from either side, but they're defensive cheers here tonight.
Yeah, you know what's really neat about that? You think of defense in a basketball game, and you know, and the offense can't probe and can't probe and can't probe, and the crowd rises to its feet. It's kind of the same shtick here. I mean, it's a situation where they just love their defenses.
Another 3rd and long for quarterback Trinae Jacobs. Over the middle, and that one hops into about the 35-yard line, and the Blue Devils will have to give it up again. They were looking for Kristen Phillips.
Pressure and conflict in the backfield, forcing that throw to be a little bit quick.
Warren, minus 2 yards of total offense tonight. Lincoln Way East, 31 yards total offense. Saul's able to get it away. And once again, the Griffins will have it at the 43-yard line. A little over 5 minutes to play here in a scoreless first half.
When, if ever, when will we see an explosive play? It might take one explosive play to win this football game. Who will get it first?
Well, you see zeros on the score of our game. Right above that, you see the average points that these teams have scored during the season. But here's the trick. They haven't played each other yet this year.
Both these coaches schemed for this kind of game.
And there's your points allowed for each of these teams, and that tells the story.
Start, number 58, Mika Wade.
5-yard penalty is Robert Scott, the referee tells us, along with the rest of his crew, Vivian Ramey, Ed Cunningham, Theodore Ross, and Kenneth Gaston. They've waited a long time, long weekend to get here. This is your final game of 8 here in 2019. After the 5-yard penalty. We'll get the 5 yards back right there. Henning with the carry. A.J. Henning is yet to break free here tonight.
We have not been able to see his athleticism in spaces as of yet. Sometimes All-Stater. The whole offense revolves around getting him touches.
8th carry for 10 yards tonight for Henning. He'll try it again. And that time he squirts through. And all he needs is a small little opening. And this is where the pressure from the Warren defense comes in.
5'10", 185 pounds of power and might and dynamite for him in the Wildcat.
3rd down and short. That will be enough.
Now, see, that's where you start to understand why not. Give him the ball, give him the ball, give him the ball. There are creative ways to get him the ball out in space. Just go ahead and let him run Wildcat and right into the teeth of that defense. And Warren sees that, and they need to make that adjustment right now against the Henning Wildcat package.
Timeout comes with 4:01 to play in the first half. An excited bunch on both sides. We are too. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
Nikki's donations made a huge impact on a lot of people. This one right here, sitting next to me especially. When Gift of Hope came to me and asked me for the donation, it made me feel very confident knowing that I can give my baby's heart. This is Nikki's heart beating inside Tanisha's chest.
So when I heard this pounding, like, what is that noise? And the nurse said to me, that's your heart.
I carried Nikki for 9 months. Now Tanisha's gonna carry her the rest of her life.
Say yes to donation. Start the conversation with your loved ones today.
Warren took that timeout after the first down pickup. Henning to the right side. Gain of about half a yard. You like that timeout. But first we get Mark's comments. Let's go to Dan Cohen.
Going into this game, when you talk about A.J. Henning, the Michigan signee, he's the #1 ranked prospect in the state of Illinois, and his head coach says when he touches the ball, everyone in the stadium holds their collective breath. We haven't seen that explosiveness yet tonight against this Warren defense, but coming into this championship game, he was named the Chicago Sun-Times Prep Player of the Year. One of 2 Michigan recruits that we've seen here on the field tonight, J.J. McCarthy for Nazareth Academy in the game before this one. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Dan. He gets it again. Henning does, and he'll get it forward for a couple of yards, maybe only about half a yard, actually. Now set up a 3rd down and long.
So he's got 5 straight carries. We can only speculate that Warren timeout, that was an A.J. Henning Wildcat timeout. That's exactly what they talked about, and I can only believe that they did what we call put a spy on him. One guy on their defense, and you say, you go anywhere A.J. Henning goes. Everybody else still has their same gap responsibilities. Keep your eyes, but basically it's like a boxing one of basketball. It's a spy on Henning when he is in the Wildcat.
This is Quinn. And that will bring up a 4th down. So they brought Kyle Quinn back in the game to throw a pass. He's thrown 132 passes this year, completed 58% of them for over 1,000 yards. He missed 4 games with a knee injury.
Number 9 back out there. Why not take another shot at that field goal? This one's a little bit shorter, huh?
46-yarder compared to the 52-yarder a little while ago.
We're going to knock this one through.
He hit it good. And he hit it through. With yardage to spare, Dom Jobin. 46-yard field goal, our first points of the game. Come with 3:02 to play in the first half.
How about an extra weapon? Because that one was good by 10 or 15 yards. You know what he did? He made an adjustment from his previous kick, which had the distance as well. gets his team on the scoreboard. Oh, so important to be first on the board here. Miami of Ohio, Mid-American Conference. What a gift that they're getting with that young man walking into your living room right there.
Against Homewood Flossmoor in a quarterfinal, Jobin had field goals of 50 yards, 48, 42, 32 yards. Great punts, kickoffs that ended up in the end zone. Head coach from Homewood Flossmoor, Craig Bazia, said he was the flat-out MVP of the game. He said, you know, they have an All-American surrounded by all-state players, but the MVP of their team is their kicker.
Yeah, they call him the Dominator. Now, not too many times does a kicker / punter get that kind of kudos, but he deserves it. And that one was fun to watch. But he kicked that ball 20 yards toward the Jordan Center.
7 plays, 14 yards, 2 minutes, ends up in a field goal for Lincoln Way East. Now Jobin will attempt to put this ball in the end zone. Easily done. Well, it was Jobin's punt that drove Warren back. The defense took over from there, stopped Blue Devils on downs, and then subsequently led the field position shift.
See that Lincoln Way East kickoff coverage team. They are taught and coached. You sprint all the way to the end zone. They ran off the end zone in unison between the country companies and IHSA sign, got back to their bench. That's just a pride factor in their program.
Warren will look to get into positive yardage before the end of the half. They're at -2 right now. McLaughlin will get them to 0 total yards. He gets 2 there.
Well,
I think that Christian Phillips that got that carry. He was in the backfield that time.
Warren only averages 70 yards a game through the air, but they average 225 on the ground. That's a pretty good number. They have not come close to finding a seam yet here tonight.
If one white jersey misses, another is there to clean it up.
You see, it's a 3-by-1 set by Warren. They're pretty well spread out. And what that does is when you spread out the defense, that takes people out of the box and spreads out the defense as well. But when you have that kind of tackling on the interior, you're able to get a stop for very, very little first down gain once again.
You saw number 8. That's Adrian Wilson. He's one of the defensive ends. And there you see number 80. That's Sean McLaughlin, the other. A couple of All-Staters. McLaughlin headed to Northwestern. Up until this year, McLaughlin was planning on playing baseball in college as a lefty pitcher, but he got a lot of football interest from Stanford, Notre Dame, Louisville, Iowa, and Northwestern. And as Sean McLaughlin said, those are all the colleges I watched on TV.
Yeah.
Hey, you're in a hurry, but you want a fresh, affordable meal to serve your family or friends? Biaggi's Pronto Packs make it easy to enjoy an authentic Italian meal at home or on the go. Perfectly sized to serve 4 to 5 people and starting at only $30. Pronto Packs include your choice of a pasta or pizza with the house or Caesar salad and freshly baked bread with Biaggi's butter for dipping. Or if you're planning a meal for a large group, just ask about their party pans. Size for 8 to 12 guests, ready to pick up with 24 hours advance notice. The 6 Illinois locations, Biaggi's Carryout is the perfect solution for your busy lifestyle. 3rd and long for Trinae Jacobs, and he's going to go down. There is Sean McLaughlin.
McLaughlin right on script, makes a play here. What they did is they dropped Wilson off of coverage, so they only rushed 3, but he came from the backside. I'd like that bookend defensive end. McLaughlin goes 6'7", 240. He's going to Northwestern, as you mentioned. Adrian Wilson has length at 6'4", 235. He's committed to Bowling Green. You got 2 Division I bookend defensive ends. How's that to anchor your defense and hold the edge?
Loss of 6 on the 2nd sack of the night by the Lincoln Way East defense.
And on our open, we talked about special teams and field position. Special teams has 3 on the board for Lincoln Way East. And this entire first half, especially the second quarter has been played at this end of the field. Warren's had their back to their own end zone on each and every drive of this second quarter.
The game clock's been set to 1:50, and that could be very significant here. Lincoln Way East plans on getting the ball in great field position again, and once you're across midfield, you're in Dom Jobin territory. They'd like to stick another 3 points on the board if they can manage this field. They will take a timeout right here. Had a full weekend of football here at Husky Stadium in DeKalb. Of course, the odd number of years we're here, the even number of years we're down at the University of Illinois. The game preceding this one, a dominating win by Mount Carmel over Nazareth Academy. Mount Carmel claiming its 13th state championship. East St. Louis with a big win in Class 6A, defeating Prairie Ridge. And we opened up the day with that score you see right there. Rochester defeating St. Rita 42-28. Rochester with the bump up to 5A this year with the enrollment. East St. Louis, they pulled away from Prairie Ridge in the second half. 9th state title for the Flyers from East St. Louis.
Lincoln Way East coach Rob Zavonar said this game reminds him of their Lincoln Way East Lombard West game a few years ago. Two defensive power teams, if you will, but a few more marquee players on the offensive end of this game.
Henning will let it hop. And once again, that's almost 3 identical spots here for Lincoln Way East here in this second quarter, right there between the 40 and 45 yard line. Plenty of time to work with. 1:43.
See, right now what you're thinking is you really only need 10 yards to have a chance at a field goal with the way the wind is. And that's all you're thinking right now is get 3 more on the board, which is still a 1-score game. There's a good picture of the wind. But what you have there is the opportunity to put another 3 points on the board somewhere in the second half. That's why these field goals and the leg of their fine field goal kicker, Dominic Jobin, is so important.
Once again, it's Henning. They carry it forward. Again, every yard is important, though we saw with that 46-yard field goal that Jobin kicked a little while ago, he had the leg to get it from about 55. Flag is thrown on the far side of the field in front of the Lincoln Way sideline.
Sideline warning, Lincoln Way East.
Second down and 5. Lincoln Way East with a timeout remaining. Yard by yard, that's what the Griffins are looking at right now.
Well, you can hear those pads pop from upstairs. And what was it Brian Badke, Brother Rice coach, said that reminds him of what? The 85 Bears, this defensive worn?
Yes.
That's quite the compliment. You get your mark there. It's at the 36-yard line. So if they don't make another yard, would he try a 53-yard?
I think he would.
Yep.
Both fans roaring. Quinn back into the game to throw. He's going to look for a big one just off the hands at the 5-yard line. His intended receiver was Mason Pierre Antoine.
Oh, so close with this one. Pretty well thrown ball by Quinn.
Personal
who
foul.
lays that one out.
Number 18.
Ron De La Cruz roughed the passer Kyle Quinn.
And now you got a couple plays left, and you have a very, very manageable field goal if that would be the way the half ends. De La Cruz going sleeveless with that look.
They are walking this all the way down to the 21-yard line. Lincoln Way East just picked up 15 yards in field position. They may They may look for more than just 3 right there. They were looking for that previous play. They've got Quinn back into the game.
They get shot, one more shot to the end zone.
They are. There's room to the outside for Quinn. Folks on the Lincoln Way East side thought that maybe Henning got his hands underneath it. Obviously, he did not. We have 20 seconds left here in the half.
Of course, Henning's your first target. Thought he might have a chance to improvise on that route. As he saw his quarterback, Kyle Quinn, flushed out, thought he might redirect his path and reroute his receiving route.
Play clock's down to 7 seconds. Lincoln Way has 1 timeout remaining. They don't want to use it here. They get the snap off. Quinn will go down. They may let this clock run down before they get the timeout. Now they're hustling it on. They may not have a timeout remaining. Down to 7 with 6. Field goal attempt, a 44-yarder. Up, and we have whistles. The clock shows 000.
Could be offside on Warren. Now we'll see if they let the play roll.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5 yards.
So that will move the ball 5 yards closer. It will set up a non-rushed field goal attempt.
Yeah, the scoreboard showed 1 timeout for Lincoln Way East, but they certainly sprinted on the field, did a good job in that hurry-up special teams opportunity. They must have had 0 left.
This will now become a 40-yard field goal.
Hey, chip shot, huh?
Reset the clock to 3 seconds.
Jobin hit a 46-yarder 3 minutes ago. And again, penalty flags will go down.
They're moving 5 yards closer.
Dead ball, false start on the offense.
5 yards back. Well, at some point, we may get a field goal attempt here to close out the first half. This will become 45 yards.
Snap coming from Mike Florentine, their long snapper.
Holder is Cal Weekers. Jobin hits it. And it is good, and Lincoln Way East will take a 6-0 lead in the locker room, but yet there is another penalty flag down.
And Jobin is a man that's down. It's going to be roughing the kicker. There's the good kick, but then watch what happens when the ball leaves his foot.
Oh!
He takes a good, solid hit coming across. He sees his kick is good, and then he feels the angst.
Two stories. One, the 2 field goals by Dominic Jobin. Maybe the bigger story is the All-American kicker lying flat on his back to close out the first half. A 46-yard field goal, a 45-yard field goal, both here in the last 3 minutes of play. And Jobin getting plenty of attention down on the field. And the Lincoln Way East players not too happy about the turn of events in terms of the injury, but they'll go in the locker room with the 6-0 lead here near Class 8A state championship game from DeKalb. So the Lincoln Way East players have not really gone into their locker room yet. They're kind of milling about, keeping an eye here on Jobin. And that was a nasty,
strange ending to this first half.
You know, Jobin obviously is, with all kickers, very vulnerable once he follows through. The great pressure that was coming from Warren. Dan Cohen is on the sidelines. Let's go to Dan right now.
Coach, what can you say about your defense in the first half?
Both defenses are unbelievable. We knew it would be this kind of game, kicking game. Hopefully, ours just got hurt, so we'll see what happens. But whale of a game, great defenses, great team over there. It's going to be a whale of a second half.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Defensive struggle in this game, and we're going to keep an eye on his kicker's health here in the second half. Back up to you guys.
Indeed, Dan, that is a huge story right now. But the bigger story is the 6-0 lead. Lincoln Way East on top of Warren here in the IHSA TV network at the half.
Well, everything we have is insured with Country Financial. Our home is insured with Country Financial.
Our cars.
All of our cars, all of our recreational vehicles. Our life is insured, and our liability is with Country Financial.
We keep in contact on a pretty regular basis and make sure that everything that they think they've got coverage for, they actually do.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Been a union labor for about 13 years.
And it's just never the same thing twice. It's a lot of different things. You're always doing different things.
I enjoy joining up union, joining a brotherhood, have some backing for good wage, good insurance, retirement.
And if it weren't for the union, I'll probably be, I'm not sure where I would be at.
It took 21 minutes before we got any points on the scoreboard, but then Dominic Jobin hit a field goal from 46 yards out. Then with time expired, hit one from 45 yards out before being taken off the field on a cart as he was injured on that final kick. 6-0 Lincoln Way East in the defensive game we thought we would get. How about Warren Township? The Blue Devils, no first downs in the first half. -5 yards of total offense, the longest play of the half for Warren, a 4-yard run. And in the battle of defenses, special teams have made the difference. The field position made the difference. And Lincoln Way East capitalized on that field position with those 2 field goals. The weather here is starting to deteriorate as we speak. The rain's starting to come down a little bit heavier. The wind has been a factor, and now both coaches will go to their locker room to try to figure out what they can do to pick up some positive yardage if you're Warren. If you're Lincoln Way East, I don't even know if they're going to have a defensive meeting. It has been absolutely flat out spectacular for the Griffins here tonight as Lincoln Way East looking for its 3rd state championship and the 2nd time in 2 years they would have won here at DeKalb. We still have a long ways to go. We still have a halftime to go. It's 6-0 Lincoln Way East in your 8A championship game from NIU.
Come on out to Shabana Creek RV in Atkinson, Illinois. We take pride in what we sell.
Like this 1998 Southwind 32-foot.
It was sold here new by me back 21 years ago, and it's still really, really awesome and priced at $29,995.
Like this 2009 Fleetwood Bounder 35-footer.
It was sold here new in 2009 and sold for over $125,000, and now it's priced at $56,995.
Shabana Creek RV, Atkinson, Illinois.
At Bottom Line Solutions, we're all about adding value to your bottom line.
Margins are thin, and it's all about finding what makes your operation the most money. We're really focused on precision planting products. 2020, SeedSense, Speed-Drive, Delta Force, a lot of cutting-edge precision products. Let's find out what is most important and what's going to make you the most money in your farm. Add on these products. Your iron's good, your bearings are solid, and it's not wore out. We can take your old planter and make it like new. Bottom Line Solutions is your precision ag professional.
Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. Your potential is our purpose. Explore your talents in a place you belong.
I had a client run a red light, hit a minivan, even got the ticket. Minivan calls for medical bills and lost wages.
How did you deny the claim?
I used the old blame the victim trick. Thank you.
Blame the victim. I love it. What is it?
Minivan hired Strong Law. They know all my tricks.
But if they can get to you, they can get to all of us.
Accident claim denied? Get strong.
Campus of Northern Illinois University in DeKalb. Happy to have you with us, Tony Cornish Jr., Dan Cohen. We are here enjoying this Class 8A championship thriller. If you like defense, you like this game.
This game is for you if you love defense and kicking as well. This is exactly what we expected going into this game. I said tongue-in-cheek, we might get 35-31. We're getting a single-digit battle here, 6-0 Griffins at the half. But the big storyline is the kicking game as well, and we're going to show you how it unfolded here in the first half. A defensive slugfest to start.
No doubt about it, as we expected. As we see big play after big play, trying to run the ball against either of these defenses just proves to be a tough bargain. You see the Griffins defense, they're in white. Here's the block punt. Oh, a partially blocked punt that created a little bit of a change in field position in this contest.
And that's key in a defensive struggle like this with two of the best defenses in the state. Field position is so critical, but this Lincoln Way defense with two of the best defensive ends in the state of Illinois, they have answered the call, and so has this Blue Devil defense.
No doubt about it. They are playing hard as nails. Here's the first field goal. First points going up on the day. This 44-yard field goal is good. Dom Jobin gets the field goal, but then defense, it comes to play again. East is coming strong, trying to keep that 3-point lead intact.
And here's the last field goal of the half. More importantly, not only did he make this field goal, he sustained a left leg injury and had to be carted off the field. He did not put any pressure on that leg going into the locker room. Something to monitor in the second half. And not a whole lot to talk about with these first half stats. Just 44 yards of total offense combined. 49 for Lincoln Way East, -5 for Warren.
Defense. That's what we're seeing tonight. And combined with these field conditions and, of course, the rain and mist coming down, it was to be expected. It's going to be some tough sledding, and that's, in fact, the case this evening. But again, great defensive efforts by both teams. Going to be a tight ball game coming down the stretch, but we worry about the condition of Dom Jobin.
Yeah.
He is a big part of what's going on here tonight. He gives them the lead that they have. Will he be available in the second half is the question.
We're going to have to see. He gave a thumbs up to the crowd on his way out of the field at the end of the half. He couldn't put any pressure on that leg when they took him off the cart. His head coach said he can kick anywhere in the country, and Miami of Ohio is going to get him after next year, but we're really going to have to keep an eye on his condition moving forward. He's been the most productive player outside of the defense for Lincoln Way East in the state.
It was a very unfortunate incident, as you saw in the replays that we saw. The pressure came from the outside, and as his leg was extended, it was practically whipped in the other direction. A dangerous position for any kicker, punter, because they're vulnerable.
And I was on Lincoln Way's side of the field when they were coming off. They were not happy at the end of that half. Understandably so. Their kicker's one of the best in the state, if not the country. And Rob Zvonar was trying to keep his guys contained on their side of the field. They were not happy with Warren. Again, something to monitor moving forward. And, of course, Warren's not trying to do that intentionally. It was just an unfortunate end to the half. But, again, he's been the most productive player on the field aside from Lincoln Way East defense.
No doubt about it. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more on this Class 8A championship. It's a good one. Lincoln Way East leading by 6 against Warren Township. We'll be back in just a moment.
During our Black Friday sale at Bob Grimm Chevrolet, you can save big on every new Chevy. Silverado is the #1 selling truck in Central Illinois, and during our Black Friday sale, you can save $10,000 to $13,000 on every 2019 Silverado in stock. Find new roads to Bob Grimm Chevrolet and more, or find us anytime at bobgrimmchevrolet.com.
When you're looking for a new or pre-owned travel trailer, fifth wheel, or motorhome, call Pontiac RV before you buy. Pontiac RV is Illinois' largest RV dealer. Our volume buying power and lower overhead means you'll save on major manufacturers like Coachman, Keystone, Forest River, Tiffin Motorhomes, and more. With over 300 RVs in stock, see why people travel from all over the Midwest to Pontiac RV. Call or click PontiacRV.com.
Everything under the sun, Pontiac RV.
There's no limit to what you'll do for her. You want her to explore, to dream, to grow. You're always amazed at what her little mind creates and where the depths of her imagination take her. At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they explore the boundaries of healthcare. They dream beyond today to care for the tiniest of babies and the most complex illnesses. OSF Children's Hospital, creating a world where kids can grow without limits.
At 25 News, we're digging deeper with award-winning journalism. And now, 25 News' Caitlin Canute has been recognized for exceptional journalism. Awarded an Emmy in the category of Outstanding Achievement for Specialty Report and Series with her special report, The Sound of Silence. Award-winning coverage, that's our commitment to the community. Bringing you the best local coverage from the news team you know and trust. We're 25 News, and we're proud to be your home team.
During our Black Friday sale at Bob Grimm Chevrolet, you can save big on every new Chevy. Equinox is the #1 selling crossover in Central Illinois, and during our Black Friday sale, you can save $6,000 to $7,000 on every new Equinox. Find new roads to Bob Grimm Chevrolet and more, or find us anytime at bobgrimmchevrolet.com.
Once again, welcome back to Husky Stadium. I'm Tony Cornish Jr. Class 8A Championship is underway here on the campus of Northern Illinois University. It's a special matchup. Again, Lincoln Way East taking on Gurnee Warren. The Blue Devils trailing right now by 6 points. And a development just behind my shoulder. I heard a loud ovation from the student section from East, and I was wondering what was going on. It appears that John Zobin is back on the field. Mr. Zobin is back. Number 9, the outstanding place kicker for East, is back on the field. Whether or not he'll see action remains to be seen. He was moving quite well. He was jogging around. Looks like he'll try to make a go of it in the second half. That is a big development in this 8A championship. If he can get back on the field, it will be a big boost for the Griffins, no doubt about that. Again, looking at scores from previous matchups from today in the Class 5A championship. Rochester getting by St. Rita 42-28. Again, that's Class 5A. And Prairie Ridge losing in the Class 6A championship against East St. Louis. What a matchup that was. Again, a lot of Division I prospects on the field in that matchup. 43-21, East St. Louis gets the win. Nazareth Academy losing against Mount Carmel 37-13. That was in the Class 7A championship. And right now in the game you're watching, Lincoln Way East leading by 6 points against Warren Township in a real defensive battle here in the Class 8A championship game. Again, a lot of different developments going on. As you can hear behind me, the student section from East is trying to cheer their team on, get them in gear in this second half, so expect some fireworks on the turf. We're going to take another short break. When we come back, we'll have a breakdown more on this 8A championship title tilt. Don't you go away.
The new $3 Little John from Jimmy John's is just like our original sandwiches, only littler. So we bought a little ad on Lil John.
Little John, yeah! $3, what?
My name is Ed Marshall, and I'm a Local 2 laborer with KS Energy. One of my most memorable moments of high school was my freshman year when my high school won the state championship in football. What I saw from the upperclassmen was the teamwork that it took to win that state championship. Those guys, many of which went on to become Division I football players, some of which went into the pros, they worked together and they showed us younger fellas what it took to achieve their goals by hard work and dedication. When you're a freshman, you're just trying to survive, but with a lot of hard work and dedication, you end up thriving. So that's what I take with me now. From the Lyona Apprenticeship Program, where guys come in green and who are just trying to survive, with hard work and dedication, they learn to work together as a team, that they can get the job done.
This is a Jimmy John's sandwich, made with all natural meats, hand-sliced veggies, and fresh-baked bread. And this is the new Little John, available for only $3. They're almost identical. Almost. Good job. Okay.
Once again, welcome back to Husky Stadium here at the NIU, Northern Illinois University Class 8A championship game underway. Again, Lincoln Way East leading by 6 right now at the halftime break. Let's go back up to the booth to the gentleman who will be giving us all the exciting play-by-play and analysis of a second half I think we're going to all remember when it's all said and done. Let's go back up to the booth. Dave and Mark are standing by. Gentlemen?
All right, thank you very much, Tony. You know, we were just talking during the break about how last night or yesterday we had a game that ended 46-42. It was a complete offensive game. It was so entertaining on the offensive side. We've been lucky enough to get one on the flip side of that, just as exciting, but defensively.
Great football game because you have two of the hardest hitting teams, fundamentally sound teams in the state of Illinois, doing it in the trenches. Everybody is aligned correctly. Everybody stays in their lane. Everybody keeps their eyes. There's not a breakdown. And that's complementary football. When everyone does their job and works as one, that's when you have the two best defenses in the state of Illinois.
Warren back on the field on their sidelines. Dan Cohen is with their head coach, Brian McNulty.
I'm now joined by head coach Brian McNulty of the Warren Blue Devils. And, Coach, what was the prevailing message to your team at the half?
We just got to be productive offensively. I think we're in the negative right now offensively. Our defense is playing pretty good, but when they start with the football on their side of the 50, it's going to be a tough night for us.
And offensively, trying to get through their defense, what do you think could be a factor to break through here in the second half? Anything in particular?
I just think we need one play. I mean, they're a good defense, but a big play right now I think will be just what we need.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck in the second half. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Dan. And, you know, we were talking about one play during the break as well. We were talking about one player for Warren who could do that one break, and that's Christian Phillips.
You think of adjustments. We saw Lincoln Way East. They went ahead and said, we're not going to use Henning in the Wildcat. We're going to make him the Wildcat package. And he basically moved his team, the sticks, a couple times into field goal range. Now, on the other end of things, Christian Phillips, he only has one touch the entire half. And he is their most explosive, most dynamic guy in the open field. They have to find creative ways. If you can't throw the football to him, you better hand it off to him and jets, which is very difficult because of Lincoln Way East swarming defense laterally. So maybe you put him in the Wildcat and give him his own series as well. Number one right there in your picture is the one that has to touch the ball if you are the Warren offensive staff.
You see number 9 there, Dominic Jobin. Tony had told us he came out to cheers there during halftime. He has the tee in his hand. He looks to be able to kick this one off. Warren had deferred till the second half. They get the ball here first, you know, and this is the side of the field where Warren is on the offensive side here, where we play the entire second quarter, actually. It is crucial for the Blue Devils to be able to move that ball a little bit, get that field position to change.
Now they got to get out of jail because they've been backs to their own end zone the entire first half, and now we flip the field or flip the score to the third quarter, and they have to have some kind of explosive play. It did not take, it's not rocket science, but we knew this before the game that neither team was going to be able to grind it. We shared that on our open, and we said an explosive play. We've not seen either team make an explosive play yet. It's just been the 2 field goals up on the scoreboard. They've been the difference thus far.
Combined 91 yards of those 2 field goals, a 46 and a 45-yarder. They both came in the final 3 minutes of that first half. And this will be a walk-off of the penalty that closed out the first half, the roughing the kicker penalty, and will put the ball at the 45-yard line. You know, sometimes in these situations, you'll see a team at Lincoln Way East right now, you'd say, well, how about an onside kick, you know, in terms of, you know, let's see if we can get something. And so what if we end up at our 35-yard line with the other team with possession? We're not going to see that here.
More than likely not, because you're saying, okay, our defense has been so doggone dominating. We're going to make them drive the ball all the way down the field on us, which they have not come close to doing yet. Nearing a first down for the Warren Blue Devils. That's unreal.
Jobin back on. And he will no doubter this one. Everybody will go down for Lincoln Way East. They will touch the goalpost and then sprint off together. So it will be Warren again to start from the 20-yard line. A quarterback is Trinate Jacobs, Christian Phillips, along with Derek McLaughlin. A couple of their playmakers. Luther Tom has gotten a touch tonight. And you really get the sense here, whatever adjustments that would have been made or could have been made, you'll get a sense here in the first 3 plays here of the second half what will happen here offensively for the Warren Blue Devils this half. And negative yardage on the first play of this half. Number 29 is Jalen Hatcha. He is the brother of Jaron Hatcha. And in fact, that's a good omen for Lincoln Way East. Lincoln Way East won a state championship in 2005 with brothers on defense, Gus and John Olafson. Then in 2017, 2 years ago, they had brothers on defense in John and Gus Christensen. This year, on defense, Lincoln Way East has brothers, Jalen and Jaron Hatcha.
And Jalen comes up from that safety position to make a nice stop, playing run in the box.
It will be 3rd down and long.
What new?
Christian Phillips, you said you wanted to get him touches. They're going to go Wildcat with him. Now, Trinae Jacobs, the quarterback, will come on.
Something else to watch this half. How many possessions does the Warren Blue Devils get this half?
Jacobs chased out of the pocket. He gets it to Phillips. Only a couple of yards. It will be 4th down. Time to punt for Warren. Adam Saul will come on to do the kicking. Number 8, Adrian Wilson, created problems in the backfield.
So once again, field position will be enviable for the Griffins of Lincoln Way East as you see him flush out of the pocket, creating havoc, moving him off space, and making him uncomfortable with Patrick Isom. Well, Jaron Hatcha, 97.
Play clock running down. Saul is able to get it away. Pretty good kick against the wind. And he gets a great roll. Excellent job by Adam Saul to get it out of dangerous territory. That went for 42 yards. Lincoln Way East to start at their own 39-yard line, leading at 6-0.
Lincoln Way East, their job offensively is to give their all-state kicker one more opportunity in this game to a manageable, makeable field goal to make it a 2-possession game, because you don't say it very often. That might be all it takes in tonight's game.
May have been some movement there on the offensive side of the ball as Kyle Quinn took that snap, gave it off to Jamal Johnson.
Dead ball, false start, number 58, Lincoln Way East.
Backing it up 5, that is the 4th penalty of the night against Lincoln Way East. Warren also with 4 penalties.
But we had 2 unbeatens in the 7A game, 2 unbeatens in the 8A game. What a night of championship football. 4 incredibly talented teams.
Mount Carmel winning that 7A championship over Nazareth Academy. Johnson angles for about a yard. Jamal Johnson was carried for his 14th time tonight, 29 yards. A.J. Henning, 14 carries for 28 yards.
You know, we've made a conscious effort all weekend long of recognizing the big uglies up front, everybody's best offensive linemen. Trying to do that tonight, and there's some great offensive linemen. But it's hard to recognize them because the defensive linemen are just winning the battle in the trenches, both teams. Those are the numbers we've been calling.
So the penalty and a couple of short runs here have brought Lincoln Way East to a 3rd down and long. Johnson did not have any room on that one.
but they keep getting him touches. You get Johnson touches, you get Henning touches, and at some point, something explosive will happen. Put your Henning right there. He's had a few explosives in his career.
Oh, my goodness.
I remember seeing him play a few years ago, and I thought, this guy's got a chance to be special.
And that was when he was a freshman.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he was injured for quite a bit of his sophomore year. Sophomore year, he was here winning a state championship with Lincoln Way East. An early timeout here in this second half called by Lincoln Way East on 3rd down and 12. We have seen 3 timeouts called early in quarters on 3rd and long. It's 6-0 here early in the 3rd.
Start your new year off with a new career with NECA IBEW. Earn as you learn as an apprentice in the electrical industry. NECA IBEW is now accepting applications from 9 to 4 on December 2nd through 7th. Each applicant will be interviewed prior to hire. As an electrical apprentice, you'll be highly paid, receive benefits, and get hands-on training in our 23,000 square foot training facility in Bartonville.
NECA IBEW has one of the best healthcare and pension plans in the industry. Your future starts here.
Apply now for this electrical apprenticeship.
How's your checking account looking? Half full? Half empty? Low? It happens. Then payday rolls around and you're good. So why do banks charge a monthly fee if you don't keep a big minimum balance in your checking? At CEFCU, there's no minimum balance, no monthly fee. So you get everything you want. CEFCU, not a bank, better.
Tony Cornish Jr. has been manning our studios. We have brought you coverage here of 5A through 8A football. We're down to the final 2 quarters of the high school football season. A.J. Henning will take that direct snap, looking for some sort of an opening. He'll get about 3 yards, but he's 9 yards short of that first down, and Lincoln Way East will have to get the ball up here under 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Lincoln Way East, really, there's not any secrets. We got Henning in the backfield. In the Wildcat, he's going to carry the football. Stop us if you can. Brian McNulty's team able to do just that consistently here tonight.
I think it's a great comment. You know, we've had 7 games here leading up to this one, and you talk about maybe coaches bringing something different or putting a little twist on things. This has just been exactly what we thought. Just a couple of teams slugging it out with each other. Jobin to punt. He had a beautiful punt earlier. And this ball is loose. Recovered by the Blue Devils.
There is not a play in open spaces. It's a gimme tonight. Fair catch, not that easy. Wind, rain, lights, all the elements, but presence of mind to fall on that ball and keep possession. Actually a pretty smart play, not to try to make a play after the fumble of that would-be fair catch.
Juan De La Cruz, he's been involved in a number of plays here tonight, but with that punt, the field position again goes back. Lincoln Way East favor as Warren has to start this one from the 18-yard line. Warren has a receiver standing right next to the Lincoln Way East sideline on the far side of the field. And the penalty flag is thrown right where he was.
You would check with the line judge if he lined up properly, if that's the person they saw with a infraction on.
That ball start, number 76 on the offense.
Well, that came in the line, but it will walk it back 5 yards. And again,
behind the sticks.
If this were a grass field, we would have worn out this little space here between the goal line and the 30-yard line.
Warren with 52 yards of penalties, minus 6 yards of offense. Those numbers beget 0 points on the board.
Yep. Phillips will keep it. Dodges one, can't dodge the other 6.
So they like to play selection, though. We were asking for Phillips to get the ball on the Wildcat. He did just that. Fakes a jet sweep. But multiple hats coming to that party on the tackle of Phillips.
Another second down and long. Nobody has had, more than 2 or 3 manageable third downs tonight.
Kramer on that tackle. He's got 150 on the year. That's a busy man.
And Warren will have to take a timeout because that play clock had gone all the way down to 1 second. So each team has had to use a valuable timeout here early in this third quarter. Dan Cohen's got some info for us downstairs.
This Lincoln Way East team has been playing all year with the memory of last year, losing to Loyola in the semifinals. Rob Zvonar referred to that as an upset. Not many times losing to Loyola is an upset, but that's how highly he regarded last year's Lincoln Way East team. He says they carried a gorilla on their back until this year's semifinals, and he has loved being around this year's team. He said, quote, "I just want to keep being around these guys." And with 6:29 left in the third quarter and 12 more minutes after that, a little more game time left to be around these guys as they hang on to a 6-0 lead. Back up to the booth.
You know, and he was so emotional after that semifinal win over Marist for those very reasons. Just happy to bring his team here to this point, and his team has a 6-0 lead.
So he just wants to go to practice with them, be around these guys.
Phillips. And you can see the number of white jerseys right there that end up underneath him. Or on top of him, led by number 23, Jake Kramer.
Yeah, we said this last play had 150 tackles. Make it 151, as he just has the most for the football. 19 tackles for loss, 2 sacks for that linebacker, 6'5", or 6 foot 205.
Jaron Hodge, number 97, is also in the middle of that.
You know, offensive coordinators on every team, they look for Waldo. They look for the guy they're going to pick on. There's no one on either team. There's not a Waldo. There's no one where you say, hey, we're going to attack this guy. We're going to challenge this guy. We're going to throw at this guy. Neither team is vulnerable anywhere.
Incomplete, an opportunity. There would have been no yardage if the catch had been made. Christian Phillips cannot handle that hot ball.
Get a chance to see that again, and what picture haven't we seen before except hard hitting? Hat to the football, right on time. The ball gets there, and so does the defender.
That was Josh Vargas. Vargas playing with a torn labrum. And for Adam Saul, once again, he will be on the goal line to punt this away.
Field position once again for Lincoln Way East will be enviable.
Good punt by Saul. Oh, did he label this one? Big time punt for Saul.
Special teams flips the field.
That kick goes for 47 yards.
52 yards on the punt.
And he gives his defense a shot here.
Warren Township's goal, their only goal, the rest of this game, is to keep it a one-possession game. Keep it a one-possession game so that they have that opportunity for that one explosive, that one home run that could win them a state championship.
Well, on the other side of that, because their defense has scored 60 points, as you mentioned earlier. So keep it close so maybe your defense put points on the board. Well, now a late flag. 52 yards of penalties for the Blue Devils.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 9 on Warren.
Make it 67 yards in penalties for Warren Township.
And that negates the field position. That fine punt just put Lincoln Way East with their backs wall. Now they get a 15 free yards.
You know, I get the sense right now that after that penalty, Warren could be ripe for giving up a big play. I know their defense has a tremendous amount of pride, but it feels like this may be the moment that something could pop. Not necessarily this play, but here in the near future.
Kyle Quinn has not gone vertical only one time tonight. He will take another shot sometime soon.
Jamal Johnson will get to the outside. Johnson sheds one tackler. Stiff arms another. Johnson down to the 30-yard line. But it's going to go the other way. The ball came free. And here's Warren. A big play each way.
Just on script, Dave Bernhard. You talked about the defense almost scoring. They did almost score. There's the big play, the stiff arm. And watch the helmet go to the football. Right there, the arm gets it through. Ball's on the turf. Thinking scoop and score, looking for more in the open field. Nothing but grass in front of him for Davaya. And he looked like he was going to house call it, but couldn't get it home.
Now, if there's a personal foul called on Warren. And where did that go? The flag is sitting at about the 47-yard line.
So the possession should stand, but the return will not.
What a change of events. A big game from Johnson, a big return from Davila, and now the big penalty.
So penalties have been another storyline tonight.
Let's take a look, and grabbing right there is that the horse collar call that will go against Davila. Well, evidently not, because Warren has the ball.
Yeah, has possession. It's a post-possession personal foul.
Positive yardage. And close to a first down. But the fumble recovery changes exactly the momentum that Lincoln Way East looked like they had started to build.
Little quick delivery right there. Getting the ball, speed and space. Phillips, we've been begging for his touches. They would have put him in the Wildcat a couple times. Now they get him the ball out in the flat. Quick delivery right there by Trinate Jacobs. Get him the ball. Let him make a play. Let him explode one-on-one.
That last gain, the biggest of the night for Warren. They go to the passing game and pick up their first down of the night. It comes with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Now another quick out, if you will. Once again, get my playmaker the ball. And you know what that sets up, don't you? They went on the perimeter. They went on the perimeter. So whenever offensive coordinator Jimbo Turris decides he can go with a hitch and go route, he can go that pump fake to the outside and then let Phillips fly.
They're looking that way to Phillips, and too much.
It's exactly what they did. Set it up, let it go.
On the coverage, number 29, Jalen Hotchup.
Really like his game. He's got such a great nose for the football. He can play the pass. He comes up in run support. He'll come down and walk the safety down into the box, becomes an extra run support defender.
Jacobs quickly out to McLaughlin. Just as quickly goes down, but here comes a flag thrown. Find the back judge all the way into that pile.
We like Jim Vuteritis, their offensive coordinator, though. He's really trying some different things right now.
Illegal block in the back, number 4, Warren.
Luther Thompson will be called for the block in the back here. And got the ball to McLaughlin in space, but there it is. Thompson. And a block in the back of Josh Vargas. A couple of number 4s that were connecting there. So the field position feels like it has changed every other play here. The midway portion of this third quarter. Now we're back to the 34-yard line. Warren has to get all the way to the Lincoln Way East 42.
That's more total yards they have all night.
Right. Prior to that play, 6 yards of total offense for Warren.
With the physicality and the speed, sideline to sideline, for the Lincoln Way East Griffin defense. You know, how about the pride factor between these two defenses? Because Lincoln Way East, all they hear Warren, Warren, Warren. And Warren hears Lincoln Way East, Lincoln Way East. They hear A.J. Henning, A.J. Henning. So tell me both teams weren't juiced for each other tonight, trying to make a statement each in their own right.
Boy, and A of each shown tonight. Play clock running down. They got the snap off. Jacobs has some time. Nobody open. He'll crank it now. And that's intercepted at the 30-yard line. The drive ends on the interception from Jalen Hacha.
Boy, the little fella goes up and high points this football. Hacha's 6 foot, but watch him go up and get it. It's like a rebound. He just pulls it down, corrals it, and gains possession for his team.
The penalty, the interception, stops the most promising drive of the night for Warren. In fact, they had a penalty that denied them great field position after the fumble recovery. Still a one-possession game.
A.J. Henning with 28 total touchdowns, 13 receiving, 14 rushing, 1 on returns, and he hasn't come close to the end zone against this Warren defense tonight. No one has.
Now it's Henning, and he has a first down to the 45.
And see, that was his most powerful run of the night because he got a chance. Watch him bounce that, put his cleats in the turf, bounced it to the outside, went vertical, then lowered his shoulder, and he gave the hit rather than took the hit right there. That's his best run as far as showing his athleticism of the evening for the Michigan recruit.
Fresh set it down with 2 minutes to play in the third quarter for the Griffins. This will be the 13th penalty of the game. It will go against Warren. It would be their 9th.
Dead ball, encroachment, number 53 on the defense.
Warren with over 100 yards in penalties tonight, 9 yards of total offense.
So you'd like to guess that Kyle Quinn is using voice influx, but it just shouldn't matter. Defensive lineman, watch the ball, read your keys, keep your eyes, stay in your gap, and you'll be solid.
And did he do it again right there?
That's a voice change right there because Lincoln Way East is loving it. So you get a little bit jumpy when you're trying to make a play. And that quarterback, just the voice and changing the cadence. Watch it clap.
Dead ball, false start on the offense.
See, now, if we see that again, they all stand at once in unison. That's not an illegal play by the offensive line. However, I don't know if somebody wasn't in unison on that change.
It's an exchange of 5-yard penalties. Here come trips here to the near side. Negative yardage again. On the previous play, here's that penalty.
So, yeah, a couple guys stand up as they would to be able to look, and a couple guys do not. So that's why they call the procedure. Because you can stand and look as one if you're going to change a play from the line of scrimmage. But it's got to be as one.
2nd and 11, final minute of the third quarter.
Trips here, you might have a rub play with these 3 receivers.
Instead, they'll go to the right side, and Henning picks his spot. Now he's at the sideline. A.J. Henning gets the race, and he will win it.
We said he hasn't come close to the end zone. He has now. Speed and space. They went trips to this side. and he got to the edge, and it was Katie bar the door as he takes it right in the front door of the house. Watch him turn the corner there. Picks up a nice block on the outside. Really well done by Robert Clark. And then speed in space kills.
A.J. Henning, 56 yards for your USMarines.com play of the game. You saw those sprinter strides down that far sideline. Jobin for the extra point. And penetration on the defensive line. It's 12-0. Big play, big play, big play. You were waiting for it all game long. You knew there was one coming, and there it was.
Dead ball, number 56 black, encroachment on the defense.
Was that fun to watch or what? Just a special player making a special play at a special time.
And with that penalty, half the distance to the goal line, Linkway East will pull their kicking unit off. They'll bring their offense on. They'll look for two.
All of these plays, you have your goal line package, you have your extra point, your two-point package. So they have about 4 or 5 they're going to choose from. And they'll get a chance to talk about it during this timeout.
We have 41 seconds to play in the third quarter. A.J. Henning has just broken a 56-yard touchdown run. We have a 2-point conversion coming up.
Third generation union labor. Love fishing and hunting, and love construction.
All the benefits, the insurance, the pay.
Well, it's given me insurance that I've got for my kids. The money I make, I've been able to go on vacations when I want to.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Quincy Media Incorporated, the NFHS Network, and the IHSA. Any other use of this broadcast or internet stream without the express written consent of Quincy Media Incorporated, the NFHS Network, and the IHSA is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.
Yards have been hard to come by tonight, but Lincoln East will look for 1.5 yards. The penalty is taking it from the 3-yard line to the 1.5. This is worth 2.
It's the most points that Warren's given up this year. Barrington put a big 6 on them. Glenbard North did. Plainfield East 7. Frem 6. Bolingbrook 6. This is the most points they've given up.
And we may have another penalty. It was A.J. Henning that was going to be handling the ball.
Smart move there.
Dead ball, encroachment, number 18.
Put the ball at the 3/4 yard line.
Double tight end, full house backfield, 21 personnel.
Henning. A.J. Henning, who had just broken a run for 56 yards, could not get in, so we remain at a 12-0 game.
That actually went 22 personnel. They had 2 backs. Henning and the Wildcat, 2 tight ends. He was going to follow all the blockers to the right side, but Warren playing sideline to sideline negated that personnel package that Lincoln Way East came up with on that 2-point opportunity.
There's Josh Turner. He's headed to Northwest Missouri State. 3-year starter involved in stopping that 2-point conversion. And now Warren is thinking, okay, you had your big play. We need one here. Kristen Phillips will go deep, looking to return this kickoff.
Josh Turner, the nephew of Michael the Burner Turner, played in the NFL. One of the all-time record holders, one of the all-time greats, played his football here at Husky Stadium out of North Chicago High School. So good bloodlines there for Josh Turner. Basketball player as well. So he'll put the football cleats away and be in a gym probably early next week.
And yet another weapon in Dominic Jobin's arsenal. Phillips does not get a chance to touch the ball. Warren, as they have had to do so many times tonight, will start at the 20 or inside the 20. 41 seconds to play in the third quarter in a 12-0 8-8 championship game.
Now, I don't think you want to get out of your game plan yet if you're Warren. You don't want to get out of the grind mode because you are not a great prolific passing offense. You put the ball up, you are indeed risking a turnover. That's not your best modus operandi. Continue to do what you said, and let's just hope for that one springboard of a big play.
They'll get it to Phillips. He gets a block to the outside. Now he'll reverse it. Big time tackle right there. Oh my, there was room to run. But Adrian Wilson slams the door on Christian Phillips. Well, if he had gotten to the edge, he'd have been gone.
Yeah, because everybody's pursuing the football this way. You see in the top right-hand corner of your screen, there was no one home. He had one man to beat, and he couldn't beat him. Adrian Wilson, that's crazy. That's a big play, and it's a negative territory because there was an awful lot of real estate on the far east side of Husky Stadium field.
And that will close out the third quarter. In the second quarter, we had 2 field goals. In the third, we had a 56-yard touchdown run. Those are the Griffins, 12 points as we go to the fourth.
Builders Warehouse moving sales in our final days. Backsplashes starting at $2.50 a square foot. Ceramic tile from 50 cents a square foot. Wood laminate as low as $1 a square foot, and more. Hey, I'd rather sell it than move it.
Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza. Locally made with the finest ingredients. The frozen pizza with the just made taste. The quality pizza that your family deserves. A quick meal you'll be proud to serve. Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza.
There's no limit to what you'll do for her. You want her to explore, to dream, to grow. You're always amazed at what her little mind creates and where the depths of her imagination take her. At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they explore the boundaries of healthcare. They dream beyond today to care for the tiniest of babies and the most complex illnesses. OSF Children's Hospital, creating a world where kids can grow without limits.
So what would you say makes SIU Carbondale different?
Well, here at SIU,
and we're live. We're studying the past.
For the future.
Because learning is a science.
And an art form.
Education.
And experience.
So that's a solution.
Builders Warehouse moving sales in our final days. Backsplashes starting at $2.50 a square foot. Ceramic tile from 50 cents a square foot. Wood laminate as low as $1 a square foot, and more. Hey, I'd rather sell it than move it.
IHSA Football State Championships are brought to you by Country Financial. Preparing your financial future doesn't have to be complicated. Take it one simple step at a time at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
You were a high school football fan in Illinois this season, and you were told that Lincoln Way East and Warren were going to meet for the state championship, and he missed the first 3 quarters, and somebody told you, hey, it's a 12-0 game at the end of 3. You just said, yeah, that's about right. It's exactly how it's played out. The defensive battle as Trinae Jacobs takes a big hit. Number 4 is Josh Vargas. He's been in on a few plays tonight.
Play breaks down. It goes into scramble mode, holding that football out. Really nice hit. Fundamentally sound by Josh Vargas. Warren in 3rd and long, like they have been all evening long. They have 7 players that have played 9 playoff games, so Warren, full of experience. They knew they'd be doggone good this year, and they have been.
Jacobs, a pass over the middle, complete for a first down. He got it to Juan De La Cruz.
De La Cruz on a crossing pattern. Watch Jacobs. He steps up into the pocket, buys a little bit of time, finds De La Cruz on a crossing pattern, corrals it, catches it hands first, snatches that ball out of there, then brings it into the body. They move the sticks.
Big target for Jacobs. De La Cruz, 6'3", 220. That's the first 3rd down conversion of the night for the Blue Devils, and it comes in the opening minute of the 4th quarter. There's been no room tonight for Derek McLaughlin. Congratulations are given to Jake Kramer, number 23.
Jake Kramer just continues to pile up tackle numbers. He won't overpower you with size. 205, that's decent. But he's strong, he's chiseled, nose for the football, moves sideline to sideline, plays with great gap responsibility.
He checked into this game with 19 tackles for loss. Jacobs will decide to run it. He'll head for the sticks and be a little bit short.
We've been talking about how good that front 7 is for Lincoln Way East. How about the back end of the defense too? Because that's basically a coverage opportunity. I can't call it a sack because he gains positive yardage. But as quarterback Trinae Jacobs looked downfield, he found no seam open for his receivers.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 3, manageable. McLaughlin will shift to the right of Jacobs. The quick look to the right, there was nothing there. Nearly intercepted, oh my. And it is Kramer, he had that one and he had some room to go with it.
Well, they were sitting in a quarters look defensively, the back end 4 across defense. Linebacker in drop right there. That's one he'd like to have back. He'll get teased about that one.
As long as Lincoln Way East holds on to this lead.
Exactly.
Saul will have to punt again. He's been busy tonight. This one not as good as earlier ones that he had, but nevertheless, the Griffins will start deep in their own territory. We haven't said that much tonight.
Griffins' modus operandi right here is get 4 yards on first down. Easier said than done. Get a 3, move the sticks, move the clock, churn some clock. 2 or 3 first downs, shorten the football game. Keep the Warren offense off the boundary for any kind of possible chance of a comeback.
See number 3, A.J. Henning, his 56-yard touchdown run has given Lincoln Way East the 12-0 lead. The Chicago Sun-Times Player of the Year will get the carry. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that gives us a moment to go down and talk to Dan Cohen.
Guys, you saw that speed on that 56-yard touchdown. This is someone who finished 4th in the 100 meters in track and field. And last year, he was not healthy. He sustained a hip injury that really kept him away from 100% health. And now he's back fully healthy, and he's got the only touchdown in tonight's championship game. Back up to you.
Boy, and you could see that health in full force on that run along that sidelines. He just accelerated and stretched it out. And he broke the tape at the end of that 56-yard run. 3rd and long. And the Warren defense right now, they had that one fumble recovery. A penalty harmed them on that. They had to come back about 30 yards. That Warren defense is thinking turnover that leads to points right now. Look at that. We have 17 tackles for a loss tonight in this game. That is remarkable.
That's a season full for some teams. 64, Alco Gark, the one that's getting some attention. Training staff of Lincoln Way East. Offensive coordinator Joe Palisard. Played at Bishop Mac for Rick Giannani. His son McGuire's on this football team. Got a
So Alex O'Garrick will leave. We'll keep an eye and see if we can see what happened to O'Garrick. As so often happens, he gets caught up with his own teammate there on the offensive line.
Far right side of the screen, there's 64 watching, but he gets rolled by his own teammate. Looks like he got rolled accidentally, inadvertently by Martin Hoban.
Nearly squirting through was Henning. Somehow it was like a watermelon seed being squirted out of that pile.
Little inside handoff, zone blocking on the interior. And look at him get his hand on the ground. What great balance.
Still came up 4 yards short of a first down, and now Dominic Jobin on to punt again.
Such a low center of gravity when he runs with the football.
Everybody's pointing at everybody for some sort of encroachment or illegal procedure. Nobody's buying it. And that was a flat-out miss on the kick. Wow.
Don't see this very often. This was a swing and a miss. The ball, he dropped the ball to himself, almost like a drop kick. It wasn't intended to be that way. Officials got to get together and sort this one out correctly.
It will be Lincoln Way East football. Evidently a touch there by Warren in the middle of that play. Wow.
The officiating crew did a good job. They immediately got together and made sure that they saw the same play unfold.
Well, if you talk to officials, that's probably the number one comment, the most common comment they make when they get together. What did you see? Yeah. What did you see?
Communication among officials as important as among athletes on the field.
Big time break. Dropping the ball on a punt, and yet the Griffins maintain possession.
And burned some more clock. Probably bought them, what, another 2 minutes of time easily.
Or what could have been a big turnaround for Warren. They are trailing by 2 scores.
A.J. Henning, 22 carries on the night. He's really been held in check, but not on that long touchdown run of what, 56 yards. The play of the game thus far.
We have 56 yards of his 106 total, so in the other 21 carries, it was only 50 yards total. Lincoln Way East used all but 2 seconds of the play clock. We're under 7 minutes to play.
185 pounds of power is that young man in the middle of your screen there. He is a workhorse, consummate team player, one of their leaders, championship player on a championship team a couple years ago.
Henning got early attention in his high school career. He was not 185 pounds when he was a freshman, but he had the wheels. For faking a handoff to Johnson, it will be 4th down and 5.
They'll kick this ball with about, what, 5:40 to go? 2-possession game.
2 field goals, 46 and 45 yards. One came with 3:02 to play in the first half. The last one came with no time on the clock, 45 yards. They both came from Dominic Jobin. It was 6-0 at the half. And A.J. Henning broke a 56-yard run to make it a 12-0 game at the end of the 3rd quarter. We have yet to see that big play from Warren. This punt gets away cleanly. And good coverage by the Griffins. There is 5:26 to play in your 8A state championship ball game, and Lincoln East in control at 12-0.
Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza. Locally made with the finest ingredients. The frozen pizza with the just made taste. The quality pizza that your family deserves. A quick meal you'll be proud to serve. Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza.
More than reporting, we're digging deeper, uncovering a rare and deadly brain cancer in central Illinois.
About how the cancer works.
Tracking the truth behind long-range forecasts.
228 years.
Revealing PTSD and the effects on first responders.
Nassau County 911, what's the emergency?
Investigating emergency response protocols. That's journalism you can trust. We're 25 News, and we're digging deeper.
That last possession by Lincoln Way East, it was an interesting one to say the least, with a dropped punt involved. But the bottom line was, in a game where time matters, Lincoln Way East took over 4 minutes off the clock. They took it from 9:45 all the way down here to 5:26.
Well, we thought special teams field position would be a big key. We thought those 2 field goals were huge, what they were. But once that touchdown explosive run by Henning took place, now shortening the game is the most critical part for Lincoln Way East. Right now they're going to allow some underneath plays, but nothing behind them. Look at that. They've allowed only 30 yards tonight. Previous record is 30.
Right at the moment, Lincoln Way East having the rushing record and tying the passing record. Well, we'll see how this plays out in the final 5:26, but that shows you how dominating this defensive performance has been here this evening.
They've only given up 30 yards. Don't think that that's automatic to break, because they could get a sack at TFL, right, what have you.
Jacob going deep. Too much. Looking to get it in one big chunk as they are looking for Juan De La Cruz. Preparing for your financial future doesn't have to be complicated. Take it one simple step at a time at TakeSimpleSteps.com. And thanks to Country Financial for once again supporting high school sports here in Illinois. A lot of thanks to go out. First of all, a big thank you to our statistician here this weekend, Nick Pinto. He is the absolute best. He is the man.
The best in the business, Nick Pinto.
Yep. You saw the whistle before the near interception. You heard the whistle before you saw the near interception.
Nearly a gain on the offense.
Back 5 yards. Now 107 yards in penalties for the Blue Devils.
30 yards offense, 107 yards of penalties.
You know, other thank yous go out, and we have mentioned this off and on throughout this weekend, and what is always a tough weather weekend here in the final weekend of November. But how about our camera operators who have absolutely had to survive 24 hours, 10, 12 hours each day straight in these weather conditions, and they have stayed committed to getting every single shot for you at home.
Football vernacular, they're all Heisman candidates.
That ball is nearly thrown into the first row on the far side here at Husky Stadium. I don't know if people realize, there we go. And that's how those folks have been bundled all weekend. And so what you're talking about is how many plays are run in a football game? 100, 120 in a high school game? Times 8 games. And you can't miss a shot, and they haven't missed a shot. I think it's absolutely remarkable. Hey, oh, it's all smiles now, right?
The end is near.
Yeah, right.
The end is near.
Oh, gotcha. Whether we're up high, whether we're down low, we've had cameramen get rolled, but proud of it because they got their shot. And happy to bring these games to you here from Husky Stadium. And they cannot find the range. Once again, looking for Derek McLaughlin. He has not got many touches tonight either. How about our entire crew inside the truck? I don't know if people realize it in the weather, it's fine in there, but in terms of mentally staying with it for 2 12-hour days in succession, I don't know how they do it.
Set up, take down, prepare, graphics, replays, sound. Takes a team.
That's what I like about it.
Takes a team.
Here's A.J. Henning. He's deep looking for this punt from Saul. So another 3 and out. And he will just let it roll.
And that's probably the prudent thing to do, Dave, quite honestly. We know A.J. Henning can fair catch a football, but why bother, quite honestly? Let it hit the turf. All you're going to try to do is churn clock, negate any possible bobble of a catch of a fumbled punt.
Griffins 4 minutes and 59 seconds away from their 3rd state championship. First one came in 2005. Then after a second place finish in 2012, it was 2 years ago right here on this field. Griffins won it, and they are just about ready to claim that first place trophy once again.
And I guarantee you from the sideline, they were reminded, ball security, ball security.
Wrap it up, head down, and a 4-yard pickup.
Next play will be run about the 4:15 mark. So at the very least, without barring a turnover, they'll get this thing down to 2.5, 240 on this possession.
Lincoln Way East has not completed a pass. They've only attempted 3 passes here tonight. Blue Devils brought a big crowd from Gurnee. First state championship game appearance in school history. Record number of wins, 13-0. Looking to turn the corner and running out of room. It's Henning again. That is his 26th carry of the night.
Use that right arm as a stiff arm to bounce that ball to the edge.
And that will move the chains with 4:11.
The Rebel defense allowed only 1 touchdown tonight with a home run by A.J. Henning at 56 yards.
They'll get it again. And, you know, it was the only play that, well, maybe there was another play that came close to being a big play. That might have been the fumble recovery that Warren had, that they were able to take it down. They didn't get there, and then a penalty backed them up. But really, Henning's run was the only real touchdown threat we've had tonight.
We thought it might take some explosive plays, not a ground out. It's been 1 explosive play, and that's been the only chunk play of the whole ball game. Not just explosive touchdowns, but chunk plays at all have been to a minimal premium.
Jamal Johnson motion. Keep it safely in the hands of their senior All-Stater. Henning's going to get up there and 30 carry mark.
Hoban leading the charge there. Also leading the charge, getting in front of him is Kevin Kuchta.
No hurry here on the Lincoln Way East side. There's 20 seconds to play clock. We've hit the 3-minute mark of the game.
Good picture, Alex Knappert there. One of the big guys up front that takes anytime one of their guys gets in the end zone, those big guys feel just as good. They know they did their part to be a part of it.
This time it's Johnson. Warren wants a timeout. It takes with 2:33. That should be their final timeout here of this game. We'll take a break as well. 2:33 between Lincoln Way East and a state championship and a 12-0 lead over Warren.
Not only is Country Financial our insurance, but they treated us like family.
Relationships are the single most important piece of the puzzle. We always ask this question: what is the right thing to do?
It's not just the ships, the armor, or the aircraft. It's something more. It's the will to fight and determination to win, found inside each and every Marine that answers a nation's call. Battles won.
Welcome back to DeKalb, Illinois. That's the site of the 2019 IHSA State Football Championships. We're just 2.5 minutes away from wrapping up the fall sports season. Here as we have the overlap of seasons going on right now. Basketball underway, and of course coming up in February and March, you'll be able to catch those basketball games on these same stations on our IHSA television network. Dominic Jobin on to do the punting once again. This one will drive Warren back in a low kick, and here comes the coverage. A little bit of room to run, though, to the 40-yard line. And a flag is down back at the 35-yard line. There may have been a clip on the play. For the first time today, Warren gets in the end zone. With it is Josh Turner, but this one may be coming back. 65 yards down the field the other way from where Turner is right now. Sits a flag.
So there's the play they needed to get him going. Leo blocking it back there to call that right there. The flag came out. Watch the ball hit the turf strip from the backside and jumps right up into the arms in stride of Josh Turner.
Jaden Gregerson had the initial return.
Illegal block in the back, number 45.
The Warren fans don't like it. They thought they had 6 on the board, and wouldn't that have made for an interesting situation, cutting the lead in half?
Yeah, they're out of timeouts. We would have seen an onside kick in a one-possession game, but now they're going to have to drive the field. They're getting explosive play out of their offense rather than in their special teams.
Turner still has that ball. He may be putting that in a trophy case, saying, hey, I got in the end zone here at Husky Stadium where my uncle did.
His uncle got here a bunch.
Yeah, he did. Michael Turner. So the penalty wipes out a touchdown, and it's 2:12 remaining. No timeouts left for Warren. 13-0 on the season. We've had a full afternoon and evening of unbeaten teams going into it. Mount Carmel defeating Nazareth Academy for the 7A title. Lincoln Way East able to keep receiver inbounds. Clock will stop momentarily.
Little bubble screen to the boundary side. One block and a good read block, but just too many people too far back playing the security blanket, if you will, for the Lincoln Way East back end of their defense.
Dela Cruz with that reception. Then the Lincoln Way East defense will extend this play. We're under 2 minutes to play. And number 97, Jaron Hatcha. Iuna player of the game. The big guy. 5'11", 255, a senior. Iuna player of the game.
Swarming all night long.
Pass right back in the face of Renee Jacobs, Sean McLaughlin.
6'7" for the defensive end position. Defensive end, 6'7", 6'4". Size and length and speed.
The Lincoln Way East fans are feeling it right now. Moments away, 90 seconds to be exact, from another state championship.
I got to get in and out of this huddle. 5-second snap clock.
That whistle was blown when there was 1 second on the clock. I don't know that Warren had a timeout remaining. Well, you mentioned it earlier with the defenses, and the hype has been, you know, the hype started during the regular season when Warren was racking up shutout after shutout. Lincoln Way East was doing what they do through the course of the year. It continued when the playoff pairings were announced that Warren and Lincoln Way East were on opposite sides of the bracket. They could meet here in the championship ball game. And then this entire week is all about whose defense is better. And I absolutely believe, you mentioned earlier, absolutely believe that that was a central focal point every single day this week, that each of these teams had something to prove. And you know what? They both proved something to me here tonight.
Yeah, each of their units feels good about themselves individually and collectively as a unit. And football is based on one-on-one matchups. I'm putting those one-on-one matchups together as one. Both these defensive units have done that all year long. Lincoln Way East just a little bit better tonight.
Jacobs will have to cover that up. It will be 4th down and a long way to go for the Blue Devils.
No choice but to put one up. Hope for a miraculous play. Keep it alive. One play to victory formation of the Lincoln Way East.
Nearly the pick the other way. Jumping the route. Looking to get 6 going the other way. That was Wilbur Millhouse.
Coach's son jumped the route, read the route. Couldn't corral the ball in. More flags in the field.
Timeout. White. Unsportsmanlike on Lincoln Way East coach.
And let's take a look at whatever this unsportsmanlike conduct call was all about. Okay, so you get a flag and you get a timeout.
He'll take that trade in this situation.
I think so. We came into this weekend here at Northern Illinois University with 8 games involving teams that won a combined 48 state championships. And then after this one, after a couple of knees here, we're going to have our 8 champions. In 7 of the 8 classes, schools picked up their second or more in terms of state championship trophies. Williamsville in Class 3A, the only one of the 8 that won their first state football championship. One snap remains here for Lincoln Way East. And that will do it. Lincoln Way East will win its 3rd state football championship. Rob Zavonar, the only coach in Lincoln Way East history, gets a bath here in DeKalb for the 2nd time in 3 years. The Griffins, once again, an undefeated season leading to a state title. And tonight, It was the defense absolutely dominating, only allowing 36 yards of offense. They used their special teams, and they defeat Warren 12-0 for the 8A state title. We've got a lot more to come here from Husky Stadium, but there is your final. We have wrapped up the fall sports season. Lincoln Way East 12, Warren 0, your 8A champs in the white and blue.
During our Black Friday sale at Bob Grimm Chevrolet, you can save big on every new Chevy. Silverado is the #1 selling truck in Central Illinois, and during our Black Friday sale, you can save $10,000 to $13,000 on every 2019 Silverado in stock. Find new roads to Bob Grimm Chevrolet and Morton, or find us anytime at bobgrimmchevrolet.com.
More than reporting, we're digging deeper, uncovering a rare and deadly brain cancer in Central Illinois.
How the cancer works.
Tracking the truth behind long-range forecasts.
228 years.
Revealing PTSD and the effects on first responders.
Nassau County 911, what's the emergency?
Investigating emergency response protocols. That's journalism you can trust. We're 25 News, and we're digging deeper. We don't wait for winter weather. We track it.
Near record low temperatures as
Chuck Collins.
Temperatures are dropping.
Jesse Gwynn.
Winter weather advisory in effect.
Grace Devine.
2 to 3 inches of snow is expected.
The 25 Weather Tracker Team. Tracking, alerting, protecting.
Below normal temperatures.
When winter is at its worst, we're at our best. The 25 Weather Tracker Team. We track storms.
Prep Rally is our weekly celebration of high school sports. We spend all week shooting games, shooting interviews, shooting highlights. On Prep Rally, we show off the very best plays, the very best games, the very best athletes. Plus, we bring in the coaches and athletes for some very fun live interviews. We love Prep Rally every week. Hopefully you can tune in. It's Prep Rally every Thursday at 6:30.
25 Sports Prep Rally, brought to you by McLean County Orthopedics.
During our Black Friday sale at Bob Grimm Chevrolet, you can save big on every new Chevy. Equinox is the #1 selling crossover in Central Illinois, and during our Black Friday sale, you can save $6,000 to $7,000 on every new Equinox. Find new roads to Bob Grimm Chevrolet and Morton, or find us anytime at bobgrimmchevrolet.com.
12-0 is your final. Lincoln Way East, your state champions, the runners-up in their first appearance in the state football finals, the Warren Township Blue Devils. Let's go down and check out our trophy presentation.
Tim McConnell of Erie and Katie Hassan of Taylor Ridge, Rock Ridge.
So Brian McNulty, the head coach for Warren, he picks up a second-place trophy. Remember, he won a state championship as a softball coach, and he said, you know, I was a new teacher. I wanted to be able to keep my job for a while, so I said, I'll coach softball, and all he did was lead him to a state title. But what an accomplishment for taking his team here to the state football finals, and an outstanding game here in the 8A championship game.
Well, coaching is coaching. That's leading student athletes out of the field to be the best that they can be as prepared as they can be. His Warren Township Blue Devil team was that all year long. Run out 13 in a row, broke all sorts of defensive records doing just that, and just ran into a really championship caliber team quite clearly in Lincoln Way East tonight that pitched a shutout against this Warren Blue Devil offense.
You know, and the other thing it did too was it brought the community out. It brought the students out here on a Thanksgiving week, and it's always a tough get, you know, with people all around the country and traveling and stuff, but a huge contingent of fans from Gurnee in the area in the northwest portion of the state, or northeast portion of the state.
What a great run it was.
Joining the presenters on the field from Warren, Superintendent John Algrim, Principals Michelle Bertola and Rob Parrott, Athletic Director Becky Barrett, Coach Brian McNulty, and the captains of runner-up Warren. A special medallion will be presented to the administrators and individual awards to Coach McNulty and his team captains.
Moments like this, those medals don't quite feel what those fellas down there wanted them to feel like. But, you know, when they get home, they take a look and reflect. It's something.
He'll feel a lot better the run that they had this year, the camaraderie they built with each other. They'll be talking about it 5 years from now.
And now the second place trophy will be
now.
presented to the Blue Devils of Warren, who finished the season with a final record of 13 wins and 1 loss.
So congratulations to the Warren Blue Devils, head coach Brian McNulty and the entire community. But tonight the night belongs to Lincoln Way East. Third state title in school history, the second in 3 years for the Griffins.
A great defense and just enough offense. The kicking game and the home run by Henning, the storyline of their 12 points up on the championship board.
Well, it's how all the analysts mapped it out, right? It was going to be a big play, and it was going to be some special teams. And, of course, the defenses that took care of business.
Their tackling was tremendous tonight.
And they are heading over to the 50-yard line in front of their fans, in front of their large student contingent here that came out tonight, and they will pick up that championship trophy for Class 8A.
Well-deserved championship run. You think they like coming to DeKalb?
Yeah, this works for them. They like how this plays out.
The state finals are in DeKalb in 21. I wonder if Lincoln Way East is putting that on their calendar right
Destination
now.
DeKalb, are you saying? Lincoln Way East tonight only giving up 11 yards rushing. That sets an IHSA state finals record for rushing yards allowed. Dominant performance, and now they're going to get their medals.
Win a championship, win a football game, you run the ball, you stop the run.
Joining the presenters are Superintendent Dr. Scott Tingley, Principal Dr. Sharon McCulloch, Athletic Director Mark Vanderkoy, and Coach Rob Zvonar, the captains of Lincoln Way East High School. A special medallion will be presented to the administrators, and individual awards will be presented to Coach Zvonar and his team captains. Now this year's state championship Class 8A team trophy will be presented to the Griffins of Lincoln Way East, who finished the season with a final record of 14 wins and no losses.
Congratulations to Lincoln Way East and all 8 champions here this weekend at Northern Illinois University. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's been a fantastic weekend. We look forward to seeing you again in February and March for basketball.
Thanks for watching the 46th IHSA Football State Championships. This has been an IHSA Television Network production.